It's been a year. It's been a year, Daddy. Really, really miss you. One full rotation of the Earth around the sun, or whatever a year actually is, I'm not too sure. Since we got our eyes feasted upon the story in the engine. In my opinion, the worst of the RTD2 era. But when I finished watching it, what did I do? I booted up Twitter and everyone's like, oh my gosh, this is literally freaking the best episode I've ever seen in my entire bloody life. Like, this should win awards as the best Doctor Who episode ever. Like, Inuit Adams should just totally be the showrunner. I think you're chatting waz, bruv. Now again, I said this in my initial review, it has nothing to do with the fact that it is set in Africa and there's a load of black people in it. Because actually the things I liked the most about this episode were the fact that it tied in with the Doctor feeling safe somewhere, and somewhere where he didn't feel judged, and that barbershop, and the whole thing about barbershops being a place for black men especially to have that connection and that friendship and that sense of family. I love that. I love seeing the streets of Lagos and like the marketplace and stuff like that. That really was nice for me. But the episode was dog. The pacing was so extremely slow that I almost fell asleep. I watched it twice. I back to back watched it because everyone was saying how good it was. I watched it again and I thought, this isn't great. It took me like 3 or 4 watches to realise what was actually going on because it's a snooze fest. Again, no offence to New Elms. I mean, I've literally probably just offended you to the max, so I do apologise, but you ain't watching this. But I don't know. I just think to me, right, Doctor Who needs to be fun, adventurous, exciting. This was like a podcast. And I understand it was written like a stage play because that's how Inuit Elms, that's what he's like known for. He writes stage plays, and I can imagine this on the stage, and I think I'd enjoy it a lot more in that form. But this episode was a podcast. You had 5 characters sat in the corner of the room the whole time who never spoke, and it was just the Doctor, Nancy's daughter, the barber, and sometimes Belinda chiming in, just taking it in turns to deliver lines. And that to me was so boring. And I do not understand. I can't wrap my head. I thought it was just people online, because in this generation that we have now, people see pieces of media and cannot just go, that was alright. They have to either go, that was the best thing I've ever seen ever, or that was the worst thing I've ever seen ever. We must cancel the show. They can never just go, that was alright. So I thought it was that. I genuinely thought it was just people online going, this episode I really enjoyed, so I'm going to say it was the best thing ever, until I saw Who Culture's very lovely man, Sean Ferrick, come on to the podcast on Who Culture and say it was the best episode he'd ever seen of Doctor Who ever. And I cannot bring myself around that. It is so dull and boring. There are some great bits, don't get me wrong. The highs are very high, but there's like 2 highs. Seeing the Doctor on the streets of Lagos and him being welcomed and feeling at home here, very nice. Up from me. The other only up was the flashback into Belinda's life, where she saves the old woman and misses her grand's birthday, and the old woman gives her flowers. Apart from the Mrs. Flood cameo of like, I'm just getting my pills, Belinda, love. Apart from that cameo, that whole scene was lovely. Apart from that, the episode is something I could put on a sleep aid. And look, I'm being negative for the sake of comedy here. Like, I don't think it's trash. It's not unwatchable. But for me, it is by far the worst episode of the entire RTD2 era. I'd rather watch Space Babies. I'd rather watch The Devil's Court. I'd rather watch The Star Beast. I'd rather watch The Reality War 10 times in a row. I cannot comprehend it. And I don't want it to seem like I'm just bullying this episode, because as much as I don't like it, I'm not tearing anyone else down for liking it, and I don't think Inuit Elms has done a bad job. The reason why I'm being so negative in this video is because everyone else just thinks it's amazing. And I've watched it so many times, like I've given it my all. I've tried to like it because everyone else does, but I just do not get how anyone could say this is the best episode of Ncuti Gatwa's Doctor. It makes no sense. I want to say a big sorry to Inuit Elms for this video, because I feel like I've been quite negative. It's a good stage play, which is what you know how to write. But in terms of a Doctor Who episode, I don't think this is it. And I don't think Inuit Elms would be a great showrunner, because this feels like it's fresh out of the Chibnall era. This is the episode I've disliked the most since the Chibnall era. And this feels like it wouldn't be out of place in the Chibnall era. And apparently it was meant to be released as a Jodie episode, like back in the day, apparently. I'm not too sure if that's true or if that was just rumours. Who knows? But Yeah, sorry for being quite negative. I'm never normally negative. Well, I am quite a lot of the time, but it's normally like criticism that's fair. With this, I've gone quite hard because you need to make humor of it. Um, but yeah, mainly this joke's just me being stupid and not liking what everyone else does. Surprise, surprise. I think the Robot Revolution's a brilliant episode. Come and fight me. But yeah, that's that. I mean, let me know in the comments. What do you think about the story in the engine? I remember when it came out, I said I didn't like it, and everyone called me racist. So don't do that. I'm not racist. You know, I've got coloured TV and that. If you like the video, drop a like. If you didn't enjoy the video, drop a dislike. That's absolutely fine. Subscribe with the notification bell on. If you hit the bell, you get notified every single time I post, which is every single day, by the way. If you leave a comment, let me know what you think about the story in the engine in the comment section. If you're on mobile, there's a button near the comments that says hype. If you push the hype button, it pushes my video out to more people, gets me TikTok famous. Woo, be very, very nice. And if you want to help me out money-wise, you don't have to, but you can leave a super thanks in the comments, or you can become a channel member. If you leave a super thanks, you get a shout out at the end of the next video. If you become a channel member, you get shout outs, member-only videos, early access, stuff like that. I've got a video coming out soon explaining a little schedule change that I'm doing for my review videos, because I'm going to start doing them bi-weekly, so twice a week instead of once, for Series 9, because Series 9's got 2 parters in it. It just makes sense. And maybe I'll continue it for Series 10 as well, who bloody knows. But for now, I've been Sam. I'll see you later, and ta-ra. Takes so long. Like, by the time this kicks in, I've been exterminated by a Dalek already. I've been Sam. I'll see you later, and ta-ra.